Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another reviews after midnight. And the curse has been broken. I am so happy. So started off with two good movies, one bad movie, and now we're back to another really good movie. And I don't know. The three good movies are from Dollar Tree. The one bad one is from Zia Records. I don't know if that means anything. Probably means nothing, but still. And I watched the trailer for this movie on another movie, and I thought, wow, this looks really cool. I own it. So let's watch it and review it. And man, was I happy that I watched it. I am really, really happy with this film, and I highly recommend people pick it up. If you could find it at Dollar Tree, grab it. If it's on Tubi, watch it. So I got my list of questions here. So let's start with this. So it says film title, and that would be Trench 11. And it says violence is contagious, a future cult classic. And we got this like German guy here who's got the gas mask on, and he's got like these kind of like worms that it's like a new strain that these Germans have made, and you can see that they're kind of coming out of his eyes. It looks like a piece of spaghetti that just keeps moving around, and it just makes you freaking violent. And yeah, I got man, did I like this movie? And it says here, can you include a star rating? If I'm going with the 4 out of 5, I would give this thing a 4. I really like this. I really like this movie. And so I'll show you the side and the back here. The problem with this is that it's just a no thrills DVD. There's not even a trailer, so I don't know. That kind of annoys me. What I can tell you is that it is Canadian, and it is 91 minutes. It is widescreen. It's not rated. Um, and nobody in this I recognize. So and it's got its slip jacket. So if you find it with its slip jacket, grab it that way. So I'm going to read the back to you so you know what this is about. A highly contagious biological weapon created by German forces in World War II. So this takes place in 1918. Is discovered by Allied troops as they explore an abandoned underground bunker. Realizing they need to contain and destroy the threat, their mission becomes a fight for survival when one of their own is infected by the deadly parasite and begins to violently attack them. The soldiers now need to not only save themselves, but must stop the outbreak before it spreads to the rest of the world. So, one of the nice things about this is, and I really, I got to give the filmmakers credit. The Germans speak German. Only when they're speaking to people that speak English do they speak English. And even when like the higher ups speak English, but like the regular soldiers just speak German. And then there's 3 Americans, and of course they speak, I want to say English, but they speak American. And then you got a Canadian, and he more or less just kind of speaks like American, or I don't think they give him like the accent, like a Fargo accent or something. But the Canadian guy is a tunneler. So he goes underground into these tunnels and basically like tries to rescue people, or destroy them, depending on what the job is. You got 3 Americans that are basically there to um, get them from point A to the bunker. Oh, there are 2 British people, and one of them is the commander of the operation, and then the other one is a doctor. And then Germans, you have like all the German people, you have like the soldiers and stuff. And then there's two higher ups. There's one guy who is like a nice German, and he wants to destroy this bunker because of this, disease, this virus that was created. And then there's the other German who's known as the Prophet, and he's pretty much a lunatic. He is like mangly, and he will torture people. He will experiment on people, and he wants the virus to get out. And so he's just he's a nut job. And then you have the people that are already in the bunker that have already been infected, and they're kind of 28 days later type violence. The thing is, this is basically like 99%, or actually I'd probably even say 99.9% a all male dominated movie. There is only one woman in the film, and that's at the very beginning, and it's the tunneler's girlfriend. And we maybe see her for 5 minutes, and that's it. Otherwise, everything else is all male. And so the idea with this is, well, this actually, let's take a look at this. This has got a clear box. And I like my clear boxes. So let's see the inside before we get into more detail. So that's what it looks like. And then so let's see. So it's advertisements for other movies. And Aftermath looks good. It's got Edward Furlong in it. There's a trailer for that on this movie, so I'm going to order that. That looks good. The Evil in Us, I don't know. Condemned is also a trailer that's on this that looks pretty cool. I don't know Infected, but hey, I'll pick it up. State of Emergency zombie movie, that's good. The Haunting of Alice D, don't know. Sanitarium, don't know. And it says Danny Trejo, Voodoo Possession. So, I want to pick up a few of these. Get that back in here. There we go. Okay, so let's continue with the questions then. So, what did you expect from the film? I just expected to be entertained. That's really it. I just wanted a good 90-minute horror movie that I could recommend. That's all I really wanted. I just wanted something that would be fun and interesting, and I got it. What type of film is it? It is a war horror movie, or maybe even like a war action horror movie. Does it have a message? No, not really. It's just entertainment. It's just pure entertainment. So yeah, I think that's about it. Nazis are bad, but not all of them. I mean, look at the movie Valkyrie. What happened there. But because there is the good Nazi that's in this. Well, no, see, I say Nazi, but these aren't Nazis. These are just Germans, because we're in World War I, not World War II. So he's the good German soldier. There we go. And then there's the bad, evil German soldier who's also the scientist, the prophet. What happens in the film? So the idea is there is this bunker. It is about 13 miles away from where from where like the British think it, or the Brits think it should be. And they're like, why is that there? And they figure out that it's a bunker, and that something is going on in the bunker. They've heard stories that something is there. But they do know that it goes down about like 70 feet, somewhere right in there, and that there's tunnels and there's all this type of stuff. So they're like, okay, look, we need to send people out. So the two British guys get like the American guys, they get the Canadian, and they go out and they go to this bunker. There's a couple dead German soldiers outside. They go down, they separate to try, because it's basically just a mission to, let's find out what the Germans are doing. Let's see what's down there, and then come back. And they're not supposed to like take anything with them. They're supposed to leave everything down there. And then when they separate, all of a sudden, crazy people start attacking them. Like I said, like 28 days later type crazy people, like the rage type people. And eventually they get separated. One of the American guys gets vomited on, because they do figure out that this virus is transmitted through like saliva or fluids or something like that. And one of the crazy people gets right on top of him and just all into his face. And eventually he goes crazy, bites the nose off of one of the guys, which looks great. And he like rips his neck open, and then he's shot, and they're both dead. This film is all practical effects. I would be very surprised if there were any VFX in this. The kind of worm spaghetti type monsters are all inside. They kill this one German guy, like the crazy German guy, and it's great. The doctor basically cuts, like they see from his nose one of those little kind of spaghetti monsters, and he pushes on the guy's nose and they all start coming out. And he cuts the guy's stomach open with like a scalpel, and then uses one of those. No, I'm sorry. No, it's not a scalpel. Yeah. He uses like a scalpel first, and then he uses like a bone saw and cuts his rib cage. And then they use one of those separators, and it's really done well. Like you could actually believe that these guys, like they did research. The writers or filmmakers did research, because it looks great. And I totally believed it. And when they pull his chest open, it's filled with all of those parasites. The spaghetti, we'll call them parasites from here on out, but they're like the spaghetti kind of creatures. And they realize that there's something going on here. They find a map, and there's labs, and there's a hospital, and they're like, my God, this place is huge. It's like an underground city practically. And while they're searching for everything back with the Germans, they've realized that one of the bombs that they set, the dynamite and stuff that they set, didn't go off, because they need to seal this thing. They're coming up on the end of the war. They've been talking to the Allies and stuff like that, to like the Americans and the Brits and all that type of stuff. And it's the end of the war. They're done. They know it. And so they're going to blow up this entire facility. They're going to trap everybody inside so this thing doesn't get out. So they send them in. And that's where like the good German and the bad German have a group of guys, and they get into the bunker using a kind of like a side hole, like hatch that has a ladder that goes down. And then they they kind of divide up and meet up with the Brits and the Americans and the Canadian, and he's in there. And of course, we find out later that well, actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you that. I want you to see this and stuff, and have you experience it for yourself, because I really enjoyed it. So that's it's. So I'm going to continue with the questions here. So does the plot make sense? Yes. Is it easy to follow? Yes, very much so. Is it believable? Yes. Especially with all the stuff that we've heard about what the Germans have done, during World War I and especially World War II. I could believe this type of stuff happened. Sure. Who are the main characters and what are they like? I went over that. So we got the German side with good and bad, and then we got Americans and Canadian and the Brits. Who are the actors playing these parts? I don't recognize any of their names. Are they good in the parts? Yes, they are. They are good. I liked all of them. Um, Even the good German guy, you root for him at the end, because he's one of these guys where he doesn't agree with the war. The war is over. It's like we just need to seal this place and call it quits. While the other German, the bad German, the prophet, basically wants to keep it open for business. Um, what is the camera work like? Really good. Really good. The film looks beautiful. The camera movement is really good. The lighting is good, except the only thing I do question with the lighting is when they're like way down in in this bunker and there's all the tunnels and stuff, and everything is set up. So they have lights and everything that are all set up, but they're not using them yet. So it's mostly flashlights, lanterns, things like that. I did question a few times the light source. So if I'm looking at a flashlight going this way, why is there light coming in this way? Especially if they're underground, like at the time, probably like 50 feet, something like that. Where is that light coming from? But you do want to see what's happening. So it's okay. It's a good movie. I accepted it. It's fine. But the camera work and everything is really good. Even the opening, like credit, like the name of the film was done pretty cool. So I was happy with that too. If there are special effects, what are they like? From what I could tell, they're all practical. Everything looks really good. Um, there might be some VFX when it comes to blood, but I couldn't tell. But I mean, people's heads are being shot off, and there's stabbings, and there's noses being, a nose gets ripped off. So yeah, the effects were really good. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I just liked it. Um, are there beautiful scenes? Yeah, yeah. The movie just looks really good. It looks nice. Um, like I said, my only problem was just at times the light source. Um, are there moments when the camera is used in an interesting way? Yeah, yeah. There's some good when they're outside. There's some good over the head shots. There's some good stuff of them tracking in the snow, and inside. The shots are pretty good. I was never bored. The camera was moving. It needed to be where it needed to be. It was good. It was well shot. Um, did you enjoy the film? Why or why not? I did. As you can tell, I'm raving about the movie. So yes, I enjoyed it quite a bit. What were its good and bad points? Everything was good. I really have no complaints. I cannot think of any scenes that were bad. Um, and then bad points would just be the light source. That's it. Otherwise, it was fine. What scene did you particularly enjoy or remember? Why was it good? So I think the chest when they cracked it open, that might be my favorite scene. Um, the only scene that I would probably say maybe this is a little more of a negative is they do pull a Raiders of the Lost Ark where Miriam is in the tent and she's with the Nazi, and he takes out that device and he's moving it all around and kind of adjusting it and everything, and she's like, oh my god, I'm going to be tortured, and he puts it together and it ends up being a coat hanger, and he puts his coat on it and hangs it up, and she's like, they do a scene like that in this, um that I don't think exactly works. But there is a different payoff than from what was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it works, but it doesn't work. I get what they were trying to do, but Raiders did it better. But I like the payoff from it. Um, let's see. What scene did you particularly not enjoy? Why was it bad? I can't think of any. I really can't. I can't think of any. Would you recommend this film to what sort of people and why? I highly recommend this film. I think it's really good. And I think that you should definitely check it out. Buy it if you can. I'd now like to get it on Blu-ray. But yeah, definitely check it out. So even if you just watch it on Tubi, that's fine. I think that you should watch it. What type of people? I would say people that enjoy like science gone wrong movies. John Carpenter's The Thing was, I felt a little bit of that in this. Aliens, I felt a little bit of that too. 28 Days Later, even though these aren't, zombies. But 28 Days Later was kind of more like a rage disease. So these were more kind of like that. They weren't zombies, they were more rage. The virus caused them to just murder people. So if you like that, give it a chance. Basically movies like that. I mean, if you like period pieces that are horror movies, you'd like this. So I recommend it for that. And why? It's just a good movie. So it's a lot better than some of the stuff, and it's unfortunate that a lot of these filmmakers will go unnoticed. When they make good movies, they'll their stuff will just keep going direct to video or right to Tubi or something like that, and they won't ever get to make that big budget horror film. But maybe that's a good thing. I don't know these days. And then the last question on here is, are there any other films you can compare it to? There you go. The Thing, Aliens, 28 Days Later, World War II horror films, or just period piece horror movies, stuff like that. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Four out of 5 parasites. There you go. Is what I give this. And please go check it out. So look for this. Look for this cover, because it's definitely worth it. So all right, everybody. I appreciate you watching the video. I really do. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that good stuff. I would appreciate it. And I will catch you on the next video. Bye.